Okay, so I guess I should get into more of the really like insidious things that a lot of these kind of like, I don't know, bad things that guys do to women kind of a thing. So I talked about like scrubs and lackeys and whatever, but when the song came out exposing these kinds of guys, so they had to like up their game. So what they did was they would get together and they would like train each other like on different like strategies and techniques, and sometimes it could be like gangs of guys where they set up the whole situation sort of like if they were going to go shoplifting, only the aim isn't to do shoplifting, it would be like to manipulate a girl. And they would pick like a main guy to try and get to hook up with a girl or whatever. But they don't actually want to know you. They just want to like use you. And they'll even make a situation seem like everybody's all friends and everybody knows you or you know them or you can trust them. And then eventually it'll go try to like pressure you into, pity fucking this guy. Well, after the guys have had like enough practice at this way, they get into like independent, where they start to be a free agent, kind of. And same thing, like they just view you as a target, and like you're not a human, you're not a person, you're a thing, and you need to be like pursued or something. And they don't actually care about anything you have to say, what you think, how you feel, what's important to you, but they will like say and do whatever just to make you think that you are interested. And they'll do stuff like the way that they look at you, like they know that if they sort of lean into you or if they face their body at you, that it will like disarm you and you'll feel like, oh, this person is paying attention to me, this person is listening to me, this person is interested in me. And of course they, will put a lot of emphasis on their personality, like on their appearance, like to make sure that they look good or look like something you would be interested in or something. And if you weren't, they might try to convince you that, they should be interested in, how they look or whatever, and go on about, how, great they are or something. And a lot of times this involves like sort of like grooming, where they'll pick a certain girl, the guy will anyway, and he'll keep coming over and talking to you, and which normally, I mean, that's fine, right? Except his motive isn't. So you need to be aware of, what's this guy's motive. And a lot of times, um, it's so overdue. It's so overdue that it's actually kind of fake. But if you're younger, because they'll target you, especially if you're younger. If you're young, if you're more lonely, if you're just on your own, they'll be more likely, and they'll usually come and talk to you when there isn't other people around, and they'll maybe even try to make it seem like they want it to be private and personal, and because they value your privacy. It's always going to be spun to make it seem like it's about you and it's to care about you, but actually it's not. Um, and they'll even do like certain tones of voice because if they kind of talk really soft and look into your eyes and yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, that's terrible. Really? Oh, what a scumbag. Like there are certain things that they do, and they even when if you're talking and they want to sort of like convince you of something, that's another tactic is in the middle of talking, instead of talking over you like loudly, it's like, oh yeah, and they do this sort of slow kind of technique to sort of disarm you so that you will calm down and not object. right? And as they start to like catch you alone, they'll start to, throw like put things at you like, oh, I've been thinking about you, or you've been on my mind, and they'll get your phone number, or chatting if you have a chat screen name, or Facebook or whatever it is, social media, email, and they'll send you messages and so on. And it might even seem friendly or whatever. Sometimes it could be pestering. Um, but it's done to make you feel like they want to give you attention or whatever. And same thing, they'll make it have like a time limit sometimes, like, oh, I have to go to the Poconos. Oh, I need to go to the army. I need to go off to school. I have this job and I have to go away for blah blah blah, weird stuff, or oh, I have all this thing coming up and da da da. So I just wanted to take this time to get to know you and just keep a friend around or something like that. And it's all done to just to play you. And as this alleged time frame runs out, it could be you have a time frame, like you're around for just a while or something, they'll tell you that, oh, I've always liked you, or it could, if it's someone that has actually already known you, like since you were a kid or grade school or high school or college or whatever it was, and they'll all try and spin it all about them, like, oh, I've been so lonely, I've been so da da da. I don't understand why women don't like me. I'm such a nice guy. I'm so da da da. You know. Um, and they'll it'll start to get subtle, but there'll be more pressure for you to do something like oral sex, or let him fondle you, or whatever it is. Yeah, just so he can, like have his way with you, you know. Um, Also, it could be like to get gas money out of you, whatever. Like you're not a person anymore. He's demoralized you. Um, And also by you opening up to this person and telling this person your personal information, your private information, like your family dramas, your whatever, they will assess, what your issues are, or, what your insecurities are, what you're afraid of, what your moral compass is, and use that against you. Use that against you and leverage it and leverage your guilt. And another one is like relationship leveraging, because you could be what seems to have a relationship with the other friends around you, or his friends, which now seem to be your friends, or he's gotten to know your friends and whatever, or even just his relationship to you, and he will leverage that. If a person really was interested in you and really cared about you, they wouldn't do all that stuff. And I feel like sometimes, like, maybe you can feel there's something fishy about this. Like, what are you in a hurry for? And like, why don't you care? Why don't you listen to me? Why don't you care about what I said? Like, I just told you all the stuff, and yet, you're gonna still pull this shit on me. I think you need to call it out right away. You need to call bullshit. You need to be like, dude, you need to calm down. Okay? Well, there you go.